I've been in the business for 30 years. I was a copywriter for 17 of those years, and I became a chief creative officer, and I learned a whole new life doing that stuff. It's a different kind of world, and you're not interested in it. It's a horrible life up there because mostly you just go to meetings. You're in the fun part of your career right now. So I've been in the business 30 years, and I do know I've learned a couple of things. Okay, I spent 10 of those years at Fallon with that guy right there, Jarl. I'm so glad you're here. You guys don't know Jarl. You should because he's
aged.
Oh my God, it's just sad. It's just sad. And I learned a lot at Fallon, and I'm going to pass along one of these. It's a secret, really, and we can keep it in this room. Okay. If I tell you guys this advertising secret, I just expect it to stay here. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to go back to this thing, and I want you to, if you guys are students, you write this shit down because this is where the secrets come out. Always use lions. What's the laughter about?
I got one of those.
Good.
No, sorry, go ahead.
Good. You're taking me seriously. I heard a lot of laughter, and frankly, that hurts me a little bit. I've been in the business 30 fucking years. Have you? No, you haven't.
Sadly true. Yeah.
Yes, sadly true. Always use lions in all your ads. So no matter what the assignment is, Brooke, do you teach here?
Yeah.
Yeah, if Brooke gives you some bullshit assignment about something, use lions in the ads. And look at this. See, this is advertising. Now, here's the thing, you guys. What's the laughter about, you guys? I'm here to give you some secrets here, and I'm just kind of hurt. Lions are at the top of the food chain. Lions kick ass, okay? Lions eat you. You don't eat lions. Lions eat you, Mr. Laugh at everything I say. Okay? Lions eat you. Look at this, copiers. Okay? I don't care what you're working on. I don't care what Brooke tells you to do. You use a lion. Look at this now. I added the grr in this one, and maybe I don't know. I don't think I needed it because it was, I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to get involved. I see something really cool. I go, God. Lions. This is for the pride of Toyota. You get that. You can use tigers. Doesn't matter. Look at this for a press. This is for Boeing Airlines. The Boeing is more than just stealthy, and it's so funny because I was reading Time magazine, and I turned the page here and I see this picture of this little plant in the corner, and then right behind the plant, this fucking tiger, man. He's so stealthy. I didn't even see him. He kind of, whoa, around the edge of the plant. I go, fuck, that's really good. A printing company. This, if you have a full line ad, like if you have 4 or 5 things and your client wants you to sell then use the tigers and the cougars and just line them up. They didn't use panthers here, but I think they only had 3 items for sale, and that's just fine. Black and white works just fine. If you can't get a picture, just draw a lion. Because I don't know if you're seeing what I'm saying here. I still hear this laughter and this sort of thing, oh, he's kind of telling jokes about it. I'm not telling jokes. Always use lions in everything you do. Always use lions. Always use lions. Panthers, whatever. That's great. You got the black plate change. You can change out the prices in there. I was in a cab in Boston when I found this little ad. It's about this big, and I'm turning the Boston Globe like this, and I hear this down in the corner. I hear this little. I look down there. Ooh. I looked down in the corner, and I told the cabbie, step on it. We're going to the Boston company to get an IRA, a tiger of an IRA. There's one here. If you can't even afford a picture or a drawing, well, then just sound like a lion. This next one Jarl did. I thought that was really good, Jarl.
I don't remember this, but those were foggy years.
Yeah, it's foggy years. I gave a speech last night, and LaScarbo was in the audience, and I told LaScarbo, I said, LaScarbo used a lion once, but it was an ad for a zoo. I said, what the fuck does a lion have to do with a zoo? Now that I think about this is an old disc. Shit. Well, I'll just, fuck, I'm a little bit embarrassed here. This is an old disc. You don't believe me.
I'll believe whatever you say.
Always, other stuff I was saying, I was high. I don't know, many of you know that I did have a substance abuse. I had a substance abuse problem for about 10 years. All the time I was at Fallon, totally fucked up on cocaine. And,
We had no idea.
oh, you didn't, really? It was drunk, booze and cocaine. Lions suck. Lions, they don't fly. Eagles fly. If you got something, if you're proud, are you proud of your product? Do you care? Do you want to tell other people you care? You know, are you proud of America? You know, are you proud of being in America? Well, then you use a fucking eagle, okay? Because an eagle says, I'm proud. I'm proud of my products. And it doesn't matter what you're working on. Whatever book says, oh, we're working on Comstat. Boom, come back with an eagle. I'm working on Thornal. Whatever the fuck. Which, by the way, the field, the only All-American in the field of carbon fibers, by the way, cutthroat. I mean, it's just, these guys win. They have an eagle. Digital has an eagle. It's not just free, it's your car, an eagle. The post office, it's an eagle. That one, I love this one. It's the eagle wakes up, he's in an egg, I'm an egg, I'm an egg, I'm an egg, and he busts out of his egg, I'm in a cage. Hello. No. You guys, the point I'm making, and I'm using irony to make this point, that there are certain images that are just sort of been done. You just can't use them anymore. You just can't use them anymore. You guys are getting in the game of advertising in a well-developed field where pretty much everything feels like it's been thought of. When you begin to work, there's going to be a certain, I'm mixing a metaphor here, low-hanging visual fruit. And you just got to go through it. You have to think of them, and it's okay to think of them, and it feels hacky to think of them, but you need to let them move through you. Charles, do you want to share that with the whole class?
Well, I was visualizing low-hanging fruit. Filter through your brain.
Yeah, it's not pretty. I'm just giving you shit. The thing is, you guys, it's okay to think of it, and you have to actually write it down to get it out of your system. You actually have to write it down. So when you're working on something, don't be embarrassed that you have to have a hack idea. The speech I gave last night is called How to Suck Less. This one's called Simplicity. But in How to Suck Less, I talk about that it's okay to admit that I suck a little bit. A little bit. Remember that? What's that movie from? A little bit. A little bit. That's Bob De Niro in Goodfellas. You were being disrespectful to him. I was not. Yeah, you were a little bit. A little bit. Admit that you suck a little bit. And it's okay to suck a little bit. And when you can admit that, the pressure comes off a little bit, and you can get some more stuff in the paper that you wouldn't have done if your internal editor was in here going like this, and that sucks, that sucks, that sucks. You can't even put that on paper. No, the creative process, part of that involves sucking, to suck at something. And so you have to move through the sucking, and you have to do it loud and proud and get through it. And put it on paper. And you have to put it on paper, otherwise you haven't expelled it. You haven't put it down. So put all that shit on paper, and then turn the page. And as you turn the page, the good stuff's going to come. But you have to go through the eagles and the lions, and you have to go through the low-hanging visual fruit, and you have to go through the expected things. And as you do, your mind will. It's almost like it's had a small exorcism. You get this crap out. You get the expected stuff out, and you get it on paper, and it's okay. And it's okay to if somebody goes through your book and says, that sucks, well, go through their book. That stuff sucks too. Get it out, and it's okay to suck a little bit, and be nice to yourself, and then get past this stuff. The other lesson I take from this thing is that in every category every category invents its own brand of boring. If you are selling insurance, it's usually a grandfather with a child on his knee, for looking forward or a grandfather and a child flying a kite. Every category invents its own little boring visual cliches. In beer, it's boobs. It's just what they do. Oh, we're beer, we're going to show boobs. Well, fine, do what everybody else does. I call that low-hanging fruit, and the mixture of the metaphors here is getting dangerous. But boobs have been done. Don't do boobs in beer. Don't do old guys flying kites with their grandchildren in insurance. Every category kind of suggests, and it's almost as if we have this iconic language. Oh, I'm working in insurance now, so I'm going to show. No, I'm working in computer chips now, so I'm going to start showing somebody with a computer. Or, here's what we'll do. We'll have the computer reflected in the guy's glasses. Okay, this is brilliant. Write this down. Guy is working on the computer, but you can see what he's writing. It's in his glasses. I mean, it's just. Every category has its own expected imagery, and it just comes up. Again, write it down, move through it, just get it out of your system. You'll feel a freedom that comes. Okay, I've said it. I've said this stupid shit. It's on the paper. Now what? and these things will present themselves to you. You know, I'm giving I'm giving last night's speech again, but it's been on my mind. One of the things in that speech that I really like, and I'm really just digressing here, but that's okay. I'm not being paid shit, just so you guys know. Dick, making nothing. Is this, you guys? Is just another little mental trick I do? Is quit trying to tell the ad what to say. Quit trying to do the ad. That's Western thinking. I'm going to write this ad and it'll come out of my pen and it'll be brilliant. Now, look upon my works in despair. That's sort of the Western way. Versus, what does the ad want to say? Doing that, sitting down, finding a really calm place, no phones nearby, no fucking Blackberries. Can't get to this place with that stuff around. You can't get to it in front of a computer. And you sit down and you have this square in front of you, and after you've loaded your brain with all the stuff you need to know, your competitors, your products, the competitors' products, the market, the business situation, what you want to say, the strategy, you load it all in there, and then you forget it all, and you get into a good place, and you draw that square, and I keep likening it to when you turn the black 8 ball over, and that little thing shakes up from the darkness of our subconscious. It might be a way. I found this helpful to me sometimes. And what it does, it helps me short circuit this noisier part of my brain, the chatterbox, blah, 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 that thinks it's in charge of everything, but really it's in charge of mostly just, getting stuff at the DMV and groceries and shit. But it's what we tend to think is our personality or who we are. Who we are is down here, and our creative self's way back here. And if you can get past this shit and down to here, here's where the good stuff comes. And the really brilliant stuff, I think, comes from back here. And it usually comes fully formed. That's when you're really smoking hot. When the idea just presents it to yourself, it doesn't even need to be finished. It just comes up, whoa, like that. See if you can't do that when you're working. Just try to get past that noisy part of your brain by relaxing. This means doing all your homework first. This means you really have to know your shit. And then once you know all this stuff, boom, you're done. And then just ask the ad what it wants to be. Ask the ad what it wants to be. All right, well, anyway, let's go back to today's speech. I'm just all over the place, but again, I'm not being paid, so I don't give a shit. Eva, I'm just giving you. Here's today's speech. Today's speech is called Be Simple. You guys, this is the thing I believe deeply. Everything has core values. We all believe deeply in something. If I had to believe in something, this is it. I believe I've given this speech a lot of times, and if I go into rote sometimes, I apologize for it, but it's my little Bible. It's what I believe in the most. I think the best work is simple. I believe the best work is, I think simple is fast. I think simple is memorable. I think simple breaks through the clutter better. I think simple is more elegant. I think simple is more artistic. I think simple is more memorable. I just love simple in all its forms. And I can give this speech to people who write letters for grants. I can give this speech to people who do. Simplicity is not a style. It's minimalism. It's reductionism. And it's taking any style and you can become simple with it. Anyway, so let's begin. I think simple. Oh, this is a little quotation from Henry David Thoreau, the guy who wrote Walden. He was sitting there, and he wanted to burn off the dross of his civilized life, and he wanted to get down to his soul. And he wrote this in his diary, and I said, Hank, shut the fuck up. Come on. Simplify. Well, see, now it was prettier when it was just the red line. Simplify. Hank. You didn't need those first two words. Simple gets noticed. Okay, this first lesson I got when I was at the Minneapolis Library many years ago, and I was looking for a particular ad from the Star Tribune in the 1980s, a newspaper ad. And back then they had a shit called microfilm. You probably have seen it only in spy movies, but I'd get these rolls of film, and I was looking for a particular ad in the year 1981. They gave me the whole year of the Star Tribune in these two rolls. I put it in the microfilm reader, and I started going through about a week, a minute, I don't know, just all this information is flying at me, and every once in a while something would stand out. Something would, even at that speed, you guys, you talk about people, driving and the floorboard goes past and you only have 7 words or so to say. I found this a really good metaphor for just living. The shit's flying at you. And what do you notice? I would get this stuff flying at me, and every once in a while I'd slow the film down, I'd go back just to see something. And these things that caught my eye at 100 miles an hour were simple. Sometimes it was just a big-ass headline like this, and the logo down here. Sometimes it was all white space and a little logo in the middle, or sometimes it was all the picture, or it was all red, or it was all something. It was all simple. even at that speed, simple gets noticed. It stands out, kind of like what they call in radio, they call it a signal to noise. Oh, that's my GPS still trying to find this place. Yeah. Turn left. Signal to noise ratio. When you have a very clean signal to noise ratio, you have a better communication. You can hear it against the background better. I liken the same thing to advertising. If you have a better signal to noise ratio, your message is very simple and clean out there. Simple gets noticed. Okay, anyway, this thing right here is the Minneapolis Star Tribune, the day that the Lusitania was sunk. What the fuck? There we go. Look at this intensity of information, guys. This is how people live. Look at these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns of information. It looks like about 8-point on 8 type. And this is just the way people live. This is what you bought at the store. And this is an acceptable way to digest information. This is how people got it. And that's probably this. It's possibly, I'm sure these people back then thought they were living in the coal age and everything. Oh, this is incredible. The world's going so fast. And every generation thinks that. I tend to think that ours is a little bit faster now. And the newspapers know this. And so this is another war. America loves its wars. And so this is George I's war back in 91. They even brand our wars now. Desert Storm. Yeah. What were you in? I was in Desert Storm. But look at this now. See that the leading is increased over here. There's only 4. It just jumps out at you more. Now, if the newspapers know this, you guys, if the newspapers are doing this with their information, these are people who just do this every single day, stay up late at night to get one of these things out, and they can measure their sales every single day. They know exactly what sells. If they're doing this, then it's probably something we should learn too. And so if we're doing an ad that's going to be inside of this thing, and this is stuff people pay for, by the way, you guys. They don't pay for our stinking ads. Our ads are in the way. People are paying for this. They pay for this. So the stuff they don't pay for are stinking ads. If you think that we can get away with stuffing all that junk in there like we did in the Lusitania version of this Minneapolis Star Tribune, I think we're deluding ourselves if we really think. Now, here's the deal, guys. I'm probably preaching to the choir a little bit here. Can you be in charge of this? Can you be in charge of this, son of a bitch? Just whenever it goes blank on me, just touch it. Thanks. Yeah, good. You're good. Here's the thing, guys. I know I'm preaching to the choir. You guys probably all want to be simple, et cetera, et cetera. The deal is that your clients are not going to be. The clients love their products. They believe that it's faster, it's greener, it's cheaper, it's available. You can get it at the 800 number online. And they're going to throw all this stuff in there. You guys, your whole job is going to be, your whole career, you guys, is going to be basically stiff-arming, Heisman trophying all this stuff out of your ads. They're just going to want to put it in. And it goes counter to what I'm telling you is that simple gets noticed. Simple is better. Simple is a better signal to noise ratio. Simple is just catches on the eye better. It just attaches to people better. So get ready for a long, horrible career of schmucks in suits who come in with charts. They'll be able to prove to you. They're going to prove to you that what they're saying is right. And all you're going to have is your gut and me telling you they're wrong. That simple gets noticed, and you need to throw out everything out of your ad. Throw out everything. Could you hit the next one? Throw out everything. I love this. I've got a couple of old ads in here that are really poorly. That's the best one, actually, in terms of the image. I just love that. It's John West's canned fish from England. Perfect English food, isn't it? Canned fish. But isn't it just, it's just glorious how simple that thing is. It's just glorious. It's just, just the minimalism, all it needs is these little few lines and nothing but fish. Jumping Jiminy. They even let the logo go down there. God, that must have been a couple of meetings they had just to have half of John West in there. But it's just more involving because it's just half of John West. They just reduced everything they could in this image to make it work. And it's just, to me, shriekingly good. Would you go to the next one, please? I think it's, this is a Australian ad, I think. But there's not much going on in those ads. There's just it's shot through the glass, and they take this noisy thing and make it smaller. But that's all they need. You don't need any body copy. They don't need anything else. It's just, bada boom, there it is. Can you go to the next one, please? Oh, I love this one. Just so simple. It's another British brand, and I'm sure the research said that people don't go to the grocery store to buy frozen peas. It's one of those things. So the research said, just sort of add it to your list, and they use that Post-it note just to say their point. It's just it. There's nothing else in there. There's nothing in here I could if I add anything, it's probably going to make it worse. And if I take away something too, that too will make it worse. You get to that certain balance of elements where adding anything is superfluous and taking anything away makes it not work as hard. It's a really good sweet spot, you guys, but you need to look for that in everything you do. Does that really need body copy? Does it really need a tagline? Does it really need all that other junk you throw in there? Keep taking it out, what I call load-bearing beams. A load-bearing beam is something that holds shit up. If you take it out and your ad still makes sense, it's not a load-bearing beam. Take it out. Well, shit, my ad still works. Then you don't need it. But if you take it out and, I don't get it anymore, well, then you do need it. So just take out, take out, take out. Next, please. I think this is that PS2 ad that's really shitty. It's for Alpine River, their new skiing thing. I just got to update this. This is so old, but it's very nice. They don't need anything more in there. It's skiing online or skiing with your PS2. Next, please. Just simple. Simpler is easier to remember. Now, if you've read my book, you probably know this bit, but I'll do it anyway because Eva's paying me dick. I mean, just nothing. Diddly, nothing. Didn't even help with the airfare up here. Some other ad school paid for it. Sure, I'll talk to you, Luke. Come on over. I'm just giving you shit. I'm giving you shit. Now, I just have to do it because it's fun. In 1863, a big fat guy in a wool suit, it was a senator named Edward Everett, got up and gave a 2.5-hour speech. 2.5-hour speech. This guy, famous at the time, I didn't know of him. Edward Everett, 2.5-hour speech. I won't even sit through a 2.5-hour movie. I'm sorry, it pushes me. Like, what was that movie I just saw? The Oil Man. What was the one called? There Will Be Blood. I mean, come on, 3 hours. It's just way too long. I won't even sit through a movie that long. 2.5 hours of a fat guy in a suit. He gave a speech that day. Then right after that, a guy got up. He hit the next thing. Right after his speech, a guy got up, and the first words of his speech were, fourscore. There were 2 Gettysburg addresses. Many people don't know that. Well, why don't they know? Because one was 2.5 fucking hours. Simple is easy to remember. Simple is easier to remember. We memorized this speech. And again, it's 217 words, I think, is what that speech was, and it's beautifully written, well-chosen words. But the other guy might have had a shot at being remembered, at least even the cartoon before Abe's movie, you gave that other speech. No, nobody remembers because it's 2.5 fucking hours. Simple is easier to remember. I think the next thing is there's this rule. Yeah, Spielberg once said, I like movies that you can pitch in a sentence. I get that. I get movies you can pitch in a sentence. And that's the pitch that Kathleen Kennedy wrote it, and she said this was the pitch for E.T. That you need to have your pitch be that simple. You need to, when you say, here's the idea for my campaign, you need your idea to be that simple. Oh, we're going to do blank. Oh, simple is easier to remember. You need, if your idea takes longer than this to explain, well, then maybe you need to rethink it. A simple pitch boils down everything you're trying to do into what if I did this? You throw somebody catch, I get it. Yeah, that's cool. Now, I think Steven Spielberg is a genius. I happen to be a middle-of-the-road sort of a guy, and I just I don't love everything he does. He did another movie, 2 letters, if you push the thing, AI, E-T-A-I. Now, AI blew. AI just sucked. I'm sorry, but it was a piece of shit. And that's probably the pitch for it. This guy and his mom, and come on, shut up. And what it was Spielberg was in love with Stanley Kubrick, and he just wanted to take this thing and finish up what Kubrick started. And it was a piece of shit because there wasn't a clean idea there. There wasn't a clean idea. Here's what this is, and here's what's going to happen. Here's the beginning, middle, and an end. And here's the dramatic thrust, and here's the conflict. And no, it wasn't. It was just meandering bunch of shit, if you ask me. Maybe you guys like it. I don't. Simple is easier to remember. Would you just push the... Simple ads are faster. Simple ads are faster. I think the next ad is an old AARP ad that I love to pull up. I found this in Time magazine once. This is an ad for AARP. Well, the deal, now strategically, it's okay. Strategically, you're talking to old people. You're talking to old people who don't earn any money anymore. They have a set amount of money, and they want to invest it, but they want to be kind of safe with it. And so strategically, it's in the right area. And so it's kind of a boring old headline, but it doesn't suck entirely. It sucks a little bit. This sucks. They had me at the old guy in the hat. They had me at, what's this? It looks like the captain from Gilligan. It does. You may not be able to see it here, but this AAR Growth and Income Fund is in bold. Why is that? Why do they have it in bold? Because the reason why they have it in bold is they wanted to jump out. Oh yeah, when you write the actual product, put that in bold, will you? So it jumps out. Yeah, it jumps out of this cancerous growth. Are you kidding me? It doesn't jump out. It's stuck in there. Then there's this. And, what we have here is the inability of the art director and the writer and the planner and the account person and the client unable to make up their minds what was important, and so they just threw it all in. Fuck it, throw it all. So it's like they're holding the ad as a train leaving, and they're holding the door up. Come on, we're going. Oh, the old guy, good-looking guy, get on board. Yeah, what the fuck? Fine, throw it all in. They just everybody got on board and they left. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. There's so much going on here. Every ad needs a boss, is the way I put it. Every ad needs a boss. It needs where's my eye going to go first? What's in charge of this ad? What's going to be in charge of this ad? It's going to be a visual, that's fine. It's going to be a headline, that's fine. It's going to be a little thing, that's fine. But Roy Grace said there's an agreement between the writer and the art director and the reader where I want you to go first. Where do I want you to go first? I want your eye to go here, here, here. I get it. I get it. I get it. Boom, boom, boom. I get it. Or just boom. I get it. Here, now here's another. Now this is an unfair test. I'm going to put this ad to. It's unfair because the long copy is a fine thing. Long copy is fine. It's a dying art, and I'd love to have it come back in a big way. Here's a test that you can sometimes put things to. Is how does your idea look in outdoor? Can we see this next slide? If this slide was outdoor, it wouldn't be very good. It wouldn't be very good. I really don't know where. I've seen long copy ads that would. I would see long copy ads that actually would work as outdoor because they're designed so cleanly. My eye knows where to go. Even if I can't read all the copy, at least I get the image. I get the idea very quickly without going into the body copy. Here's a kind of a good test to put your stuff through too, guys, and it doesn't always work. Imagine somebody reading a Time magazine at the airport, and what I do is I read it backwards. When I first get it, I go backwards. I happen to be right-handed, and I go backwards. And I'm kind of going through, I'm going to look at the editorial first. What am I going to read when I get in the plane? And I'm going like this. And if you look at something, just look at somebody read sometime. Go to Barnes & Noble, watch somebody do it. You'll see that they are going past your print ad at the same speed people go past outdoor boards. There's no difference. It's about 55 miles an hour. You go past a billboard, like, that's it. That's about 2 seconds, maybe 3. Same thing with this. Same thing with this, you guys. You need to remember that print is not as though, I'm going to do a print ad, and so my guy is going to be at home reading from front to back, and he's going to give full attention to every page. He's not. It's just 55 miles an hour everywhere we go, clicking along on the internet, on the speed. It's all 55 miles an hour. So simplicity, I think, is a great way to go because everything is so stinking fast. You have to be fast. So in addition to simple getting noticed, I think in addition to simple being easier to remember, the pitch, E.T. is about a little boy who's lost, going to get home. Simple is faster. Simple is faster. We just need to be faster. I often liken a good ad to the egg scene in Alien. Bear with me here. The egg is the magazine. And John Hurt and he leans over the magazine, and good ad leaps out and lands in your face. I swear to God, the metaphor is correct. I think another metaphor I got here is a stop sign. But it's the truth. Oh no, that's okay. So it's just the way it is. That's simple. That's really simple. And it's really simple. I would get that as a billboard. I would get that as a banner ad. I would get that as a page spread. It's just simple. It's just simple. If you go to the next one, please. What's the next one? I think it's a stop sign. What's the next one? Oh, that's simple. I got to update some of the work in there. But you know what? That's just still perfect. It's just still perfect. Even the design is perfect. The weight of elements in there is perfect. Next, please. Yeah, I liken a really good ad to a stop sign, guys. A stop sign is a brand. I always know what it is. Whenever it appears, I know what it means. It has one word. It doesn't have 2 words. It doesn't have a stop.com down at the bottom. It doesn't have call 1-800-STOP. It doesn't explain stop. It doesn't qualify stop. It just is a big ass boom. And I think that's a really nice test for an ad. The next one is Tom Lichtenheld drew this for me. That's the lawyer's version. That's the client's version of a stop sign. And they'll have charts to prove to you guys why this should be in there. All this other information is actually valuable. We want you to stop, and that's 0 miles an hour. And they're going to give you the reason why you should stop, and they're going to tell you where you should stop, and they're going to get into the details, and they're all fairly important. And also, the consequences for not stopping, that's important too. That should be in there. And this is what's going to happen to you when you get out in the business, guys. There's going to be assholes in suits with MBAs that are going to be very sincere when they tell you that you need to do the stop sign just like this. It's never going to stop amazing you. I think Einstein once said the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. You're going to see a variety of stupidity out there, guys, that will humble you. That will humble you. When I've gotten in front of stupidity of such vastness that I feel it's like that scene in the above the Devil's Tower in Close Encounters of the Third Kind when they first see the mothership. And Spielberg always shoots like this, and people are looking up like that, and they're, Then that's how I feel. When you will find you'll stand in front of stupidity so vast that you will feel humbled, and that's a good place to be small, and you will feel in the presence of something greater than yourself. You will feel it. You will feel this stupidity, and you won't have anything to say. You don't know where to. It happened to me once. I told the story in my book. I was I was showing this horrible storyboard that got worse and worse and worse with every meeting, and I finally showed it to the CEO. This was for fucking AT&T, and then but even after the CEO saw it, I had to keep showing this. It's just like, that's what they do. You just good. It was a good meeting. We're going to show it to this guy now. After a while, people started to wonder, why are we buying media for this? We're showing it to everybody. We'll just show them the fucking storyboard. You guys are this is going to happen to you. And so we ended up down in this basement in Atlanta, this building, this unnamed lady, and I'm in this basement. I'm going through this shitty storyboard for the 68th time, and I'm not kidding you. The mothership's just about to come over the Devil's Tower here. You just went, whoa. And I gave this speech, and the lady reached into her purse after I'd done, and she took out this little froggy doll, Kermit the Frog doll. And she bent as a bendy doll, and she bent the hands back over the doll's ears like this, and said, "Mr. Froggy doesn't like some of the things he's hearing." I'm not making it up. That's exactly what happened. I do not remember what happened right after that because I was in sort of a fugue state. I'm not kidding you. I was in denial. I have two friends there who say that did happen, in fact, that the lady was there, the frog lady we called her. Oh, you're going to meet some stupid shit. So anyway, you're going to meet this is sort of my little joke, but you're going to meet some stupid shit, and it's all going to go counter to what they're training you here. It's all going counter to this idea of simplicity. Simplicity is like garlic to them. They won't understand why I'm buying this space. Why can't I pour all that stuff in there? We're green, we're faster, we got eight offices, and we're online, and blah blah blah. They just don't get it. They don't get it, and they don't have this training. It's like, here's the thing, you guys. You know what it is? We are basically artistic souls in this room. We just are. We're creative people, and what you're doing, you're proposing to get into a business where you are an artist trying to sell art to a scientist. Scientist sits across from I don't know. I mean, and you're an artist on the other side of the table. It makes for a pretty fucked up career. This is what you're getting into. You're an artist going to a room with guys who might as well wear white coats and have clipboards. Show that painting again, young man? I'm not sure. It is. It's exactly what it is. Let's hit the next one. Yeah, stop sign. I think is what. Oh no, look at this. This is so cool. This is after the Lusitania was sunk, and this is about 87 years old now, this poster. And this is, guys, I love this ad. I think this is fantastic. This is this is after Lusitania for World War I. There's a bunch of other ads that came out. I found this in the Hoover Museum. And all the rest of them kind of sucked, in my opinion. They were wordy, they were dated. Irishmen avenge the sinking of the Lusitania, and there's Mother Liberty there with a sword or something. And it was just dated and kind of boring, and it didn't touch me here. This one, God, this one, 87 years old and deep freeze, and this sumbitch still works. This thing still works. There's the reason, there's what they want you to do, and if we tried to sell this today, it wouldn't happen. The client, the U.S. Army, would say, we got to put our logo here, otherwise they could enlist in the wrong army. Did you think about that, Mr. Madison Avenue man? I wish that was in there. I really do, but that's just the way it is. God, I love that. This ad could run if you added boulders and iron girders. That could run after 9/11. I mean, that's just classic. I happen to love it. Maybe I'm an old hack, but I just think that's pretty cool. Hit the next one. Oh, I love this one. This one's from Austin. This kills me. This actually is. Oh, I finally had to pull over and take a picture of this thing. First of all, what the cracked, dry, what was this, mental psoriasis? What the fuck's that about? I counted this. It's 56 words, guys. It's 56 words. 56 words. I mean, 56 words. What I like about this is the media buy. The media buy. They're probably testing a new brand of Thorazine. And so how do we reach? Oh, we'll run an ad, a billboard behind Walmart near that dumpster. You know, the one by the. We'll reach our market. So I like the media buy. I know the media buy is perfect. And all the schmucks wandering around, they're shuffling around. But humping Jesus. 56 words. I mean, what does that say? I don't know. Here's the thing that gets me: 2 phone numbers. 2 phone numbers. You know, if they say it's a split personality, this poor motherfucker's got to make 4 calls. He's got. Okay, I'll get that. Motherfucker! I can't believe that. You show me the next one, please. I think we're getting back on board here. Give me the next one. I love that. All these ads are old. I mean, they look old just because of the way I scanned them, but that's classic. I just love that ad. It's very simple. It's just even the logo is built into the image, you know. So it's just there's no other moving parts. There's only 2 moving parts. I can't take this one away. I can't take that one away. Neither part works without the other. It's only 2 parts, but then that's all you need. It's just beautiful. That's the load. Each part is a load-bearing beam. Go to the next one, please. And the next one. I don't like that one anymore. It's good. I don't know why. I change these ads all the time. I don't like the design. I don't like the way it looks on this page here. It's actually probably looks really cool on the street. Next one, please. If you want to get beat up in a bar, say his name correctly. It's Vincent van Gogh. Just go to a bar now and say that to a biker. Oh, I don't know if you've seen the new Van Gogh exhibit. Boom. Next. I love that. It's sort of Land Rover. It's just there's 2 parts to that. There's a load. There's no extra shit there. That's it. That's it. Next. I don't know what that means. Next. I love these things. I just collect shit and I throw it in there. What's the next one? Oh, God, that's so great. It's just so great. Next. This lesson I learned from Neil French, who's fallen out of favor recently because he did give a drunken, stupid speech in Toronto and insulted a lot of women, but he is still very brilliant. He is. He's just brilliant. And he gave me this advice at lunch one day. And he started off by saying, okay, Luke, he was fucking with me. He said, Luke, you're an expert. What does an ad need to be an ad? And I said, Neil, you're asking the right guy. I'll tell you exactly what I wrote down on a napkin, and I drew this. The next one. I drew this. Okay, there's an ad. So let's say there's an ad for a car. And there's a headline up there, then there's the car, and then there's the body copy. Those are those lines in the middle, and then the logo and tagline. You know, is that right, Neil? And he says, yeah, that's right. And he said, now if I put a gun at your head and said, you've got to make the phone ring at this car dealership, but you've got to take something out of this, what would you do? Okay, well, I can do that. I forget what I took out. I think next I took out the body copy. I think if you click next, yeah, the body copy, we'll get along without that. We'll make the headline work really hard. Maybe the visual will be doing something, and a logo and a tagline. And then he said the same thing. He just kept pushing me. If you had a gun at your head and you have to make the phone ring, what would you take out? And so the next thing I said, well, fuck it, tagline. I'll take out the taglines are mostly piffle, guys. Unless you've got to just do it, just don't. I'm serious. Most taglines are piffle. They're just, everybody thinks you need a tagline. You don't need a tagline. So, 50 years, 50 years of excellence for over a century. Just whatever. It's just shut up. I don't need a tagline. The world doesn't need another tagline. If you've got something that's just brilliant, fine, do it. VW didn't have one. I don't think they have one now, but they don't need it. Just all the good stuff. Starbucks doesn't have one. Good brands don't need it. They need to mean something, but it's not going to come from a tagline. I just doubt it anyway. I think it's one of those things that can just cut. Is it a load-bearing beam? Does the ad still work without it? Fine, it's piffle. Then I said, he kept pushing me. The next one, I said, well, let's cut out the headline. You've seen ads where the visual does all the thing. Well, yeah, I could do that, Neil. I probably could do that. And then he just kept pushing me. He said, well, you remember that Diet Pepsi one we just saw where the logo is built into the visual? That's the last one, if you could turn to that last one. He said that's where you want to be. Again, going back to that signal-to-noise ratio, going back to that microfilm, going back to that speed on the highway, simple gets noticed, simple is faster, simple is more memorable, simple. is good. And here's the thing he said, and this is really, I thought was really smart. He said that for everything you add, you take away the importance of everything else in that frame, because it's competing now for the reader's same 2 seconds of attention. Everything you add reduces the importance of what's in there, and everything you take away raises the visibility and importance of what's in the ad. So pretty soon, so when the guy's turning the page and there's only one thing there, the reader just implicitly knows that this is very important. Versus if it's just full of a lot of shit if it's not a load-bearing beam, it's just generally, this is a cool place to go. Now, you guys, I think the next thing of this, I think that one, the con print ad for the year, I think about 10 years ago or something, I throw it in there because it kind of follows those images I just drew. The strategy, I happen to know, talked to the people who did this, the strategy was the new Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz is known for a lot of things. Styling wasn't one of them. The new one was really sexy. That was the strategy. Show how sexy the new thing is, the new body. And there's this. They hardly even needed that thing in the corner. I would say they didn't need the logo in the corner. But that's simple. Now, would you go to the next one, please? I want to make the point here that, well, after I get past this, is that, you guys, I'm not pushing for visual solutions here. I'm just not. In fact, if you're starting to think that visual solutions are the way of the world, in my opinion, it's not. It's the way of the One Show. The One Show used to be a national competition. And I sit on the board of the One Show, and I watch them count money. And they're a company, they have to make money. And they count the entries, and they count from where they come from. The deal is, as soon as they open it up to a worldwide competition, they were sort of rolling in money. But they also had to open it up to international judges. And international judges can't agree on dick except pictures. Pictures they can agree on, and so that's what's getting into the. So don't let the One Show tell you that the world is visual. Yes, it is, and that's great. But also you've been listening for nearly an hour straight to words. Words are communication too, and they're just another arrow in our quiver, and you can use them just as much as you use pictures. So, and I say pictures as a joke. I know there's a CT in there. It's like library. I love to say library just to see if anybody notices. I'm going to the library. Can we get the next one? Simple. Here, I'm getting ahead of myself. If you go to the next one, I think this is a Neil French. That's a Neil French ad. I just love this. I don't even remember what it's for, but that's just so Neil French. It's just, copy is powerful too. In fact, I saw after Tiananmen Square, the massacre happened there. Of course, I'm a born and bred Democrat and flaming liberal. I would just love to see gun control. But every once in a while I see somebody on the other side of the fence, a good writer, get captured by the bad guys and read something. God, this little bumper sticker said China has gun control. God, I thought that's really fucking good. China has gun. 4 words right after Tiananmen Square. It was black on yellow. It was just brilliant. And, copy can do it, you guys. So I don't mean to say, oh, Luke will say all these visual things and get rid of everything. I'm not saying go pictures. I'm saying go simple. Simple headlines, simple visuals, whatever it is you do, throw away everything else that you don't need, throw it away, stick to the message. High signal to noise ratio. Can you show me the next one? That's pretty much all copy. That's very, very simple. That's I can't remember. Not only do I have to update these ads, I got to get better copies. That just sucks. Can you go to the next, please? Yeah, that's old. That's old. Let's keep going. I'm not pleased with any of these ads. This is beautiful. God, I love this ad. And again, this is a look for a load-bearing beam. I mean, this ad without that headline doesn't work. And the headline without this visual doesn't work. But together, God almighty, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And because of the headline, you know what? It probably would work without this copy, but that headline wants another beat of copy. It deserves another little bit of conversation beyond that brilliant opening line. So I just think everything that's in that ad has to be there, and it's just done beautifully. That ad kills me. You go to the next one, please. That ad kills me. This is copy. This is a copy ad. It's not just a single visual like that marvelous infinity thing for the big pen which writes forever. But this is really simple, you guys. It's just everything's been burned away that you don't need. It's just simple and beautiful. I just love that ad. I think it's beautiful. I don't know why the copy is so horrible. Looks like all these little winners flags are in here. You won. Look at all that. What is that? I don't know. Doesn't it look like, hey! Go figure. It sucks. Keep going. Can you show me the next one, please? Oh, that's simple. You guys, look at this. This is the biggest gas brand on the earth. And look at the simplicity of their home page. God, it's simple. That's when I first read about this in Time magazine about 8, 9 years ago. And I went to that page. I just thought, this is really cool. This is why people like this brand. It's simple. It's just simple. I just love that. I mean, how many billions of pages of information is accessed from this one simple page? I know what to do here. Simple is good. Go to the next one, please. Inside every fat ad, there's a thinner and better one trying to get out. So I heard somebody once say, it was some famous sculptor, they asked him, how did you sculpt that elephant? He said, I simply knocked away all the parts of the rock that were an elephant. Just keep taking shit out until you get to where you want. It's a matter of reduction to me, generally. It's just keep taking stuff out. Just take it out. What do we got next? And I love this. This is such a beautiful line. I just love that. This is what the client's not going to want. The client's going to want to put the Gouda in. He's going to want to put the Swiss in, the American, the cheddar. We've got all these fine cheeses, Luke. There's your fine cheeses. And I like your little ad and everything. It's very, very nice. But if we could just put the other cheeses in there. And after a while, and there's no room for the mouse. There's no reader involvement. There was a cool book called A Smile in the Mind, Witty Thinking and Graphic Design, A Smile in the Mind. And this guy says, that's what a cool ad does. It creates a smile in your mind because it makes a secret little thing that happens with you that it goes off in your head. That lights a fuse, but the fuse goes off in your head. The way I use it often is, this guy says, a well-done ad is if I'm the strategy right here, I'm the writer, and you're the reader. What these guys say is that if you stay right here and write something really clever, this is going to be in the one show, it's great, you show it to them, you're not doing it right. And then on the other hand, if you take the strategy over and take it right up to the reader, that's not going to get them either. You know, you're 100% over there, you're 100% over here. They say to work in here, to work in there. Work right in that area. So that she comes forward a little bit. She leans into your thing. That means you cannot be so cool or clever that there's no purchase, no ability for the customer to lean into your idea. You have to have room for the mouse. You have to have room for the mouse, and they lean into it, and wham, you get them. They also liken it to throwing a ball. Throwing a ball. You need to throw the ball to your reader, so when they catch it, they actually have to catch it. And when they catch it, that smile in the mind they're talking about, it's really a cool book. It's hard to find. It's called A Smile in the Mind. Can you show me the next one, please? Simple as more effective. Next one, please. Oh, yeah. Brand equals adjective. You guys, something I believe. I could be wrong about it. And it may be simplifying things too much. But I believe that's all we do. It's brand equals adjective. We spot weld. We're spot welders. We take a brand. We want people to think a certain thing about this brand. And there's only room for one thing with a brand. Brand equals adjective. Can you show me the next one? Economist is smart. You know those beautiful red. The economist is smart. It's just, oh man, and they say it over and over and over and over again. What do we got next? Oh my God, it's just brilliant. You guys, you've got writers in the group here. Go find the Economist stuff and read that stuff and read it and read it and read it and read it. It's just some of the best headline writing that exists. The next one, please. E equals IQ squared. I think it is. Yeah, that just kills me. And that signature red, I mean, you just know who this brand is from across the room with your glasses off. I could tell this is a Economist ad up there. Next, please. Oh, I just love these. Brand equals adjective. Economist equals smart. Next, please. I'm going to go. I want to stay on brand equals adjective for a minute. In fact, I want to click through. Some ideas have more emotion. Just click through it. This part bores me now. I just want to go through it. The cover of magazines are more emotional. There we go. Stay there, please. Brand equals adjective. Brand equals adjective. That's what we do. And there's certain adjectives that are taken in a category. You can't always just pick the adjective you want because somebody else may own it. So sometimes you have to pick another adjective. Sometimes you have to do a flanking move. I remember this. This is a really old one. Is tomato ketchup. Back in the old days, Hunt's was the tomatoiest ketchup. And Heinz came along and said, fuck it, we're not going to try to be the tomatoist, and they came up with slow. And they've stuck with slow, and with great success, they invented their own brand equals adjective, and they stuck to it, and now they own it. It's the one everybody wants. Nobody wants their runny-ass ketchup from Hunt's. They want the slow stuff from Heinz. I may be getting the brand names wrong, but That's what I'm talking about is marrying your idea to. Sometimes you can't do it. Not all brands lend themselves to these clean theoretical lines, but when you can, go for it. It's simpler, it's better, and it's powerful. Let me show you this next one. VW equals. When I give a speech, and I've given this speech about simplicity in lots of places, so Helsinki and Stockholm and Berlin and Cape Town and everywhere. And I ask this question. I say, okay, Jeep equals rugged, Porsches equal fast, BMWs equal handling, Volvo equals what? Safe. I give that speech. All those places I say safe, that's exactly what I hear. Always. I always hear that. I never hear something else. I always hear Volvo equals safe. Volvo, as it turns out, if you check, has not had a car in the top 10 safety for 10 years. And yet we still attribute that to Volvo because of the power of the marketing originally behind it. They put a stake in that thing and they own it, in spite of the fact that the product no longer merits the attribution. It's the power of what we do, guys. It's really cool. It's really cool. You could see evil in that too if you wanted to, but I see it being cool. I think it's really cool that we can have that kind of effect over people sitting in rooms like this as far away as Cape Town. They all say, oh, Volvos are safe. Volvos, yeah, they're safe. They're not. They're not as safe as somebody else. Here's another one. VW equals what? Now, I get various answers in this one, but what would you guys say VW equals? What did you say? Somebody said it. Simple? I heard simple. You know what? That's kind of close to where I was going. VW's lines aren't as clean and simple as they used to be. How about this? If I housed it this way, what did VW's ads used to mean back in the old days? That's it. It's interesting. Here's where I go. I'll show you where I go on this one. VW equals. He's drifting. Can I have one more? Small is where I go. Think small. But they made small mean affordable, and they made small mean I can push it out of the snowbank when it happens. They made small mean I don't need to prove who I am. They made small mean a lot of cool things. This is where I get, but it's not as clean as Volvo's is. But I think that they did this. And if you click the next one, then we're almost done here, guys. That's where it came from. And if you look at some of their work, and there's a really good book called, remember those great Volkswagen ads? It's hard to find, but you can probably get it on Aid Books or something. It's a beautiful book. It's a collection of pretty much everything they did on VW. And if you look through this stuff, you guys will see that VW did everything that I'm talking about in this speech so far. They are simple, they are fast, they are memorable, they say one thing, and also, not all their ads, some of their ads are long, but I've got about 6 ads here that have 2 words or less in the headline. Don't think small. What's the next one? Think small. There's another one coming up here. It's possible, suggests this old ad, that our little old car can have enough oomph in its engine to get pulled over. That's the next one. Don't laugh, and it's some Massachusetts, Alabama adopted this as their car. Don't laugh. These are 2-word headlines, guys. That's the next one. I think they're getting down. Look at this. 3 letters. And what they were saying is because we don't remodel our car every year, we don't have to get rid of the old models off the lot, and we don't happen to have these stupid sales to get rid of the old models. What's another one? Simplicity will never be a fad. You guys, simplicity, what I'm talking about here isn't like, simplicity is a new thing. Simplicity, no matter what you guys are into, no matter what your style is, whether you're photographic or you're an art director or you're a writer, simplicity is a way of thinking. It's a way of boiling down what you think and how you think best that I'm telling you here in this little speech I'm nearly done with. And I don't know if I'm right. I'm just telling you what I think. And I've found that over the years, I just have better success. Also, you know what? The things that I've done in my career were the simplest are the ones that I find I like the most. Looking back on, I go, wow, that still works because there's fewer stuff in the ad to kind of date it. There's less stuff to kind of get old on it. I think that if you guys adopt simplicity as sort of a lens through which you kind of look at all your work and grade it, you will probably start burning off all the stuff that is not necessary. It's going to work better for your clients, and you're going to like it better too. Artistically, it's going to appeal more to you because you're going to get to a more elegant solution. Elegance in design is usually based in simplicity. That doesn't have a lot of extra stuff in it. I think you as artists will dig your stuff more as you get simple. I think we're almost done. I think there's one more line here. And I love, this is VW. This is VW nowadays, and it's still simple, but now they're talking to the same audience now, the people who are older now. But it's still simple. It's just beautiful. I never got driver's wanted, but It's just good stuff. What's the next one? I think we're almost done. Oh, I love that. God, no words whatsoever. It's convertible. It's just marvelous. It's one of the best brands in terms of smart, good agencies and good client, just for years and years doing great stuff. What's the next one? Lemon. One word. And the next one, I think, is just the closing slide. Yeah, I love this line from Cézanne. With an apple, I will astonish Paris. I mean, that's an artist at the top of his form, talking boldly about his style and what he did. And that's what he did. He astonished Paris with just this incredible, with simplicity, but it was brilliant artistic simplicity, not simplistic. Simplistic is different. Simplistic means kind of dumb, and it's like a stop sign. A stop sign is simplistic. It's not simple, it's simplistic. But simple plus art is incredible, and it's powerful, and it's memorable, and it's fast, and it gets noticed, and it gets remembered. And that's what I recommend you do in your work. And now I'm all done. Thanks for listening. Somebody once told me the best revenge is a better ad. You know, fuck you, and you go mad, and you go back, stamping back to the agency, and all your great work, which you worked so hard on, is dead, and it's dead for almost always for a stupid reason. Almost always for a stupid reason. And you got to go back. You can quit and in despair go to another agency or run away from the problem, or you can. Best revenge is another ad. So that's my first answer. Best revenge is a better ad. When I was younger, I had anger. I was just angry all the time because the clients were stupid then, they're stupid now. We're artists, they're scientists. I can use the word stupid. They just come from a different world. They're just different than us. And so oftentimes, no matter how well I explained it, no matter how perfectly I explained, here's why this campaign is exactly right, it's never going to matter. Be ready for that, guys. It doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to talk your way out of an ad. We once had an ad die. It was somebody at Fallon. It was called the blue fly swatter. The blue fly swatter excuse for why an ad dies. And the guy killed it. I think it was Bob Berry had an ad with a blue fly swatter, and it was a big ad, had all these things in it. The blue fly swatter was one of the items. And the guy just killed it outright and everybody, because he was buying other stuff, everybody just kind of said, okay, fine, it goes away. But one of the best ads in the series goes away. A couple of months later, they had a chance to ask the same client, what was the problem? Why'd you kill it? He says, well, when he was a child, his dad hit him with a blue fly swatter once, and just can't buy that ad. It's just absolutely stupid. It's stupid. It's the mothership of stupidity. So when you come up with the mothership of stupidity, what should you do? Should you stick to your guns? Should you give in? So another thing I heard once is that resistance meets resistance, and surrender meets surrender. I know it's kind of getting zen on you, but you have to read the room and kind of figure out. Sometimes clients want you to stand up. They got their own personal problems. They're working them out in the boardroom here, and they kind of like it when you, sir, I'd beg to differ, and you do some of this, and you put your best strategic self forward, and you defend the ad not on creative grounds. Just almost never works. Oh, this ad's cool because green is cool. It's just they don't think that way. They don't understand that. But when you can track to them why green tracks back to a strategic platform which they've already bought off on. Oh, well, green, as we saw in the focus groups, meant this is a fresher product, and people like fresh, and so that's why we did green, sir, and I think we ought to stick to our guns in that. When you can trace it back to strategic stuff, Jarl, I think you have a better chance at succeeding. Also, you guys pick your battles, because pretty much if you pick, it's going to be all battles. It's all battles from here on out, guys. I think there's been maybe one time, maybe twice in my career, 30 years, where I walked in and they liked it, and we said, okay, we'll get working on it. It's going to happen. It happened to me twice in 30 years, you guys. It's all battles. So pick your battles. Are you going to fight everyone? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. What happens if you pick every battle? What happens if you pick every battle is that when you show up with the client, here comes battle guy. And already the negativity and the resistance meets resistance is in the room. Oh, it's battle guy. The guy is always fighting with me about every goddamn thing. Do you want that, or do you want to save your battles for the really big important ones, the big strategic load-bearing beams that are important that they buy off in this so that it frees all this strategic work on all this other stuff? Or do you fight because it's just going to be stupid, stupid, stupid? When I worked in AT&T, I kept coming around corner after corner, and I kept thinking I saw the stupidest fucking thing, and I'd come around the corner and it'd be a bigger ship. I kid you not, you guys. The stupidity that is in this business it will roast your mind. It will roast your fucking mind, the stuff you're going to run into. And if you if you let it seep into your soul, you will feel despair. You will feel despair. Why am I in this business? Why am I in this business? And so you have to steel yourself and be ready for this kind of stuff, because you're going to walk into rooms where you're almost going to be out of words to describe. And you know what? And what you do there is you shut up and you let the account people handle it. You let them step in because they're kind of good at, well, I think what Luke's trying to say is blah, blah, blah. And you just go like this and just try to get the fuck out of the room. That's another response of how do you deal with conflict. One of them is I shut up and I let the account people handle it just so I can get out of the room and I don't say anything that I'll regret later. So, Joel, there's about 5 answers in there. Is that about?
It's a multi-part question. So
Yeah, alrighty. Is what do you do with conflict? And you guys get ready for it. That's all you're going to be doing. Well, I once read the screenwriter. This guy said he was looking out at the parking lot. He was looking out the parking lot of the studio where he was working on a screenplay, and he realized that every one of the cars in the parking lot were parked there by people who were coming in to stop him from doing his movie, which is what it is. When you're at the clients and you look out as you're waiting to get into the meeting room, and you look out at the parking lot, all those people came here this day to fuck with your ad. They all parked. They all parked and they okay, I'll talk to you later. And they got out and they took their briefcase and they're coming in to fuck with your ad. Guys, I'm not joking. This is the way it is. That screenwriter had it right when he says, I think the line was he spends 80% of your time thinking stuff up, and about 20% executing it, and then another 20% doing it all over. Because that's how you're going to spend your time. You're going to spend a lot of time coming up with the perfect answer, and you're going to execute it, and then it'll be thrown away, and you're going to do what they want. It's a horrible life, to the degree that you don't have the money. You guys aren't the wallets. You guys are the people coming in. You're trying to show your ideas, subjective things, and you're showing them to scientists. Do you like this butterfly, Mr. Science Man? I think a long copy, I showed you that one that said, here, nobody reads long copy anymore, here's why. That's a simple ad. That's a simple ad. A long copy, even if people don't read it, and I don't believe they do read it, I don't believe, I've been trying, I work, because of the book, I also study a lot about the book publishing world. People are reading less and less. Books are just going out of favor. People don't go to the library much anymore. But they don't have to read a word of your copy to think that this brand has a lot to say, or there's a lot behind this product, or this is a pretty well thought out argument. I've often wanted to do a 2-page spread in newspaper, just full copy for gum. I just think that'd just be fun, just because it does this when the other guys do bubbles or something. It's just a tactic. It's an arrow in your quiver, an executional arrow in your quiver. And oftentimes it's for more considered products, like buying insurance or something. I would probably want to know a little bit more about that than I do about gum. So you can be simple with long copy, and that can be perfectly simple. Big ass headline goes here, and there's your long ass copy. I mean, that's simple. That's simple. So a lot of words doesn't mean no simplicity. It's the structure of the ad, how the ad leaps off the page at you, how much junk is going on there. Does my eye know where to go? Simplicity is not a matter of content. It's a matter of the style in which you make it cascade off the page. Those ads for VW, by some people's measure, are a long copy. I don't think they are. But there's a lot going on in those, but because of the way they lay them out, it's just stark. Here's the picture, here's the headline, bup, bup. So long copy, I don't think has anything to do with for or against simplicity. It's just a quiver in the arrow of how many ways you can write something. That's different. When I used to work as a copywriter, we didn't have partners. Isn't that weird, Jarl? There was a time we didn't have partners. You partner with Human and Bob and Dean, and that just is different now. They partner people nowadays, and I think they do that because of bookkeeping.
It's very strange, yeah. I think it's also a regional thing. In some places, it's like you're a partner for life.
That's what happens nowadays. I find it everywhere, and generally in the larger agencies, because of bookkeeping, they have the hours. It's easier to move a team around than it is to keep track of writers, art directors. Oh God, he's working with him this day, and versus teams, and office managers can move people around. So what's happening with that is that teams get assigned to silos. Oh, you're going to work in AT&T, and then you just get stuck there, and it is really horrible. I think one way to avoid that is go to a smaller agency where you can move around a lot, and you can like a bee going from flower to flower. It's really refreshing to work on a car one day and something else the next day. It keeps your brain very fresh. But that's not the case, I'm finding, at least in the larger agencies, where by accounting measures, that kind of got to put you there. I need you to stay there. Another thing to do is by being a nice person. If you're a nice person and you do work hard when they give you these things, is appeal to the better angels of your creative director's nature, and simply say, and you don't walk in and say, I'm off this account. You know, I'm not saying you would, but let them know ahead of time. You know, I've been going this a long time, and I feel like I'm meeting myself coming around the corner, and I could use a recharging. And maybe if you could help me by either giving me new assignments or sliding me around somewhere, that'd be great. Don't expect an answer right then, because sometimes they need to do stuff to move it around to make that happen. But if you're working with somebody who isn't insane or isn't a bully and they're out there, they'll generally, I think, see to it that that's something, because they want you to be working at peak efficiency too. They want you to rock and roll. It actually helps their career too. So I think with the diplomatic raising of the hand and saying that may be the way to go. The other way to go is to stay in a smaller agency.